So it happened again. It's been a while since this happened, but it happened again. We had to disconnect due to my being unstable. So I just finished my review of Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm not going to go back and do it because it was a long ass period, and so hopefully you all heard it. So I'm done covering all that. I'm going to move on with the show. We still got 2 pages left to go, so hopefully this will be like another 40 minutes, something like that. So it'll add to the total to be about an hour and 50 minutes. So we'll see what happens. So go watch the previous episode before you watch this one, and then we'll get right into this right now. So your history minute for this week, from 1890 to 1910, Black River Falls, Wisconsin, had a number of weird, bizarre events happen. Nobody knows why it happened within this time frame. Included was a woman set herself on fire. A farmer used dynamite on his own head. A boy went missing for months, went mute for months after visiting a hypnotist. And a Wisconsin windstorm damaged $50,000 worth of glass. So $50,000 worth of glass. So crazy stuff going on, man. So that was a bad time for them. Bailey's has a new flavor, the colada flavor, for their pina colada stuff. So for summer drinks, you can have a Bailey's colada flavor. Lucky Charms has marshmallow clusters now as a new cereal. Act 2 popcorn will be releasing a popcorn that tastes like macaroni and cheese. That seems kind of weird. But what do I know about that? Grilled cheese dogs appear to be the next big thing. Hot dogs smothered with cheese, which isn't unusual, but I guess in a grilled cheese sort of type bun. Doesn't seem to be that much of a difference, but there we go. Dog crashes a Utah track meet, chases a sprinter, wins the race. That seems to be the headline of the week. Just in time for Halloween, here's some stories for Halloween, since the episode is called Death and Halloween. Nerds Candy Corn will be coming out this Halloween. Candy corn flavored like Nerds is an interesting take on stuff. So, hey, it's interesting that we're getting Halloween stuff, because I actually have 2 other Halloween stories, and it's only April right now. So Nerds Candy Corn is coming. Skittles Shriekers, their new Halloween candy, will be coming out this year as well. And Mountain Dew's 3rd year in a row will be doing another mysterious flavor for their Halloween Mountain Dew flavor. Again, it's going to be one where it's going to be, you have to guess what it is. So that's going to be good. I can't find where I wrote that, so we'll just go on from there as well. Hey, it's going from Halloween to Christmas. Hallmark will be releasing Ghostbusters mini puff ornaments. I remember last week or 2 weeks ago we talked about Paul Rudd. On his birthday, he released a video scene from the new Ghostbusters movie coming out later this year, where he goes to the grocery store and sees Stay Puft marshmallows, and out come these little mini marshmallow creatures, which are going to try to be the Baby Yoda this year. But Hallmark already sees that these are going to be a huge hit, so they've already planned on getting Christmas ornaments out in time, which is smart, because that's what Disney Plus should have done with Baby Yoda. They should have seen Baby Yoda was going to be huge, and then put out ornaments ready for Christmas so people could get it, instead of rushing them out like they did. So that should be good, interesting as well. Going back to Mars, Perseverance turned CO2 to oxygen on the planet. So there's hope that they might be able to do the same thing for people who are going to land there soon. Strawberry glaze returns for Krispy Kreme. You have the usual, cream glaze, but now you have this as well. Funware's Weenie-saurus hot dog holder is a new thing you can get from Amazon. It's a dinosaur. You can put your hot dog, burrito, tacos on. They just sit there on that. That's kind of cute as well. You can rent an entire pirate ship on Airbnb for your next trip or whatever. Scientists bake an asteroid in an oven to investigate atmospheres on other planets. Don't quite know how that works, but that's kind of still an interesting story as well. An untouched rainforest was discovered on top of a mountain in Africa, something that no one has ever seen before until these drones and aerial photography got them. Sony's Spider-Man, Venom, and more movies are going to be going to Disney Plus after they do a quick little run, I guess, on Netflix, I guess, and they'll jump over to Disney Plus. So they will be going there as well. Martin Scorsese's next big film, which actually seems kind of interesting, could be a lot of fun, has started filming this week. It is Killers of the Flower Moon. It is based on a Native American storyline, and it's going to be one of his biggest films he's doing all the time. He's got Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio in it, because there are regular non-Native Americans in the film, but he is also casting a number of Native American people, and he's actually filming on the Native American reservations where the story takes place. So that should be good like that. Anton Fuqua will be directing a new version of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Should be pretty interesting as well. Speaking of Native Americans, drone finds evidence of a Native American giant settlement beneath a Kansas pasture. So that could be some investigations to figure out what's going on about that. Key lime pie cupcakes from Hostess are going to be your new choice for summer treats. New York City's official Harry Potter store opens June 3rd. We talked about that when it first announced they were going to do it. It is now almost officially done and will be opening on June 3rd. Hulu orders How I Met Your Father, the spinoff of How I Met Your Mother, which will be starring Hilary Duff. They've been trying to get that off the ground for a while, and now they finally do. Amazing Fantasy, the comic, will be returning as an anthology series to Marvel, including stories with Spider-Man, who made his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy and stuff like that. It could be potential for new characters to show up and become famous again as well. May 12th is going to be a big day when it comes to the NFL world. The NFL schedule is finally going to be released. The draft is next weekend, or it's upcoming weekend, I should say. So we'll be getting the new schedule coming up on May 12th, which is going to be good because that means football's back, fall's coming, and I just talked about Halloween. So yes, I'm very happy. Neanderthals may have hibernated. That's an intriguing thing, and if they do more research on it, that might help them to determine how spaceflight might affect people. If Neanderthals are able to hibernate, how can they help it so that humans can hibernate when they're flying into deep space? There's been, when it was first announced, when the Flash movie was announced, eventually word came out that Michael Keaton was supposedly going to sign back on to play Batman again, because it's going to be like a multiverse sort of storyline. And then recently, there've been talk that he was not going to be portraying Batman. And then the Flash movie started filming this week, or last week, I should say. And now the news is out that, yes, Michael Keaton will indeed be returning as Batman. So it was an up and down thing, but Michael Keaton will be back as Batman in the Flash movie. Adam Sandler's newest Netflix film is a adaptation of a science fiction novel, something that Adam Sandler's never really worked on before. Should be interesting. It could probably it's not going to be like one of his silly comedy type things. It's going to be, since it's based on a book, and it's not probably going to be a straight up drama, which he's known for too. It's going to be one of these little gray area things. So they've got a good cast starting to come together for that. So that could be interesting. Harriet Tubman's father's house was discovered by archaeologists in Maryland, which is where she's from, which we know about. Pokemon gets a fossil exhibit in Tokyo. They love their Pokemon there, and they really, I guess they have created bones of Pokemon and put them on exhibits like that. Mortal Kombat made $22 million at the box office in the movie theaters that are open this week. And Demon Slayer, the huge hit anime from Tokyo, made $19 million at the box office this week as well. So it's showing with the Godzilla versus King Kong box office numbers from a couple weeks ago that the box office is slowly heating up again, and that people are not as afraid as people thought they might be going back to theaters. Granted, the numbers are still not outstanding as they were before COVID, but the fact is that a little bit of work at a time is always going to be good. So that's a plus for that. Some deaths this week. We talked about that. I should have did this before, but at the beginning of the last episode, I played the Humpty Dance from Digital Underground. The lead singer Shaka G died this week. He found Tupac because he was also a producer as well, and the Humpty Dance is his famous hit as well. So he passed away this week. Former Vice President Walter Mondale died at the age of 93 this week. Jim Steinman, a songwriter for Meatloaf and Celine Dion, died at the age of 73 this week. Alma Wahlberg, the mother of Mark and Donnie Wahlberg, passed away this week as well, 78. The oldest person in America, I didn't catch her name, but she died at the age of 116 years old this week. So I think that is all the deaths for this week. They discovered blue dunes on Mars. So that's something interesting to check out with that. To show how stupid Republicans are, a Republican, Larry Kudlow, says Biden will force Americans to drink plant-based beer. I don't know what kind of beer he's drinking, but beer is already plant-based with hops and other stuff as well. So, okay then. Morons. There are also people talking about how, Biden and all his stuff, they're going to force Americans not to eat meat anymore and so on, like that. Just fucking shut up. Just go away. All right. Evidence of unknown human species found in the DNA of Melanesis islanders. So that's kind of interesting to see that as well. That's to be continued. Spend a weekend drinking wine and vintage RV cars at the Alta Colones winery in California. Scientists discover a meteorite older than the Earth. They believe it comes from a protoplanet. So they found that as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's another death I missed. Osamu Kobayashi, who was a Naruto and Beck director, passed away this week as well. Pickle corn dogs with peanut butter are making their appearance at making their appearance at Disneyland. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's premiere became Disney's biggest premiere ever, Disney Plus's biggest debut of all time. Powerade sports freezer pop bars for people who like their Powerade in frozen form is now up and running now. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was submitted as a drama to the Emmys. WandaVision submitted as a limited series, which means there's going to be no second season of WandaVision. But the fact that they're going to be making a movie of Falcon and Winter Soldier does not mean that they will not return to the movies like that, or rather to TV shows like that. So it just is very telling that WandaVision is only going in as a limited series, whereas Winter Soldier and Falcon was submitted as a drama. So potential that they could both win some Emmy awards there as well. They both deserve acting awards, stuff like that. Here's some other Marvel stuff we're going to tell you. Amelia Clarke from Game of Thrones and Olivia Coleman have joined the Secret Invasion cast, so that's going to slowly start getting built up here. Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Vin Diesel. A movie with Vin Diesel is in production right now, or will be getting production, is in pre-production right now. Third mass grave sites bolster the theory that T-Rexes were actually social carnivores and not loner predators. I guess they're going to be taking Maddie home. That's good. Rent a llama for weddings. If you want to have a llama at your wedding, you can now rent one. Zombies stalk the White House in the Resident Evil Netflix trailer that was just released. I think it's an animated thing, not a live action film. Radioactive boars are rampaging across the Fukushima nuclear site, so we're going to be that could be kind of scary down the line. Mad Max Furiosa prequel is going to be the biggest Australian production ever, and it also co-stars Chris Hemsworth as well. Snoop Dogg joins Jamie Foxx in the Netflix vampire flick Day Shift. Alex Smith, the quarterback for the Washington football team, who came back from a horrific leg injury to comeback player of the year and lead his team to the playoffs, even though they got knocked in the first round, retires finally. They feel that, he's afraid that even though he was able to play one more season, his repairs to his leg could potentially get worse if he gets hit again in a different way. So they're going to give him a little bit of he's decided that he doesn't want to put himself into danger anymore, so he's retiring. Cocoa Pebbles is releasing a candy bar that has milk chocolate and cereal bits in it. That's intriguing. Jake Paul, the YouTuber who is kind of a jerk off and has a second life now as a boxer, has won his second fight by KO. Though, again, the conspiracy theories are rolling through there that they believe that the guy that he fought threw the fight. So, don't know for sure that's going to be the case, but whatever. Just in time for summer, a light-up buffet cooler. Giant cooler. You can put food and beers and stuff and fill it with ice, and it lights up. Can be used for your summer parties this year. You can get those right now as well. Tim Curry got thrown out of a Rocky Horror Picture Show screening once early on when it became a huge midnight movie thing. People did not realize who he was, and for some reason they I think he said something like that. They did not like his outfit or something like that, so they threw him out or something like that. So that was a kind of interesting story. The fact that the star of the movie got thrown out of a viewing of the movie. Downton Abbey surprised all their fans because nobody actually saw this coming. They announced the sequel to the movie, Downton Abbey. The movie version came out, I think, in 2019 and made a good amount of money. And they did not realize that a second film was in production. I guess during the COVID stuff, no news got out about it. And it was released a teaser this week that it'll be coming out this December. So fans are like, holy cow, they made a film without us knowing. So outstanding. In local news, a shop in Baltimore, in Hamden, is going to be releasing Baltimore-themed flavored ice creams, including crab flavor, Utz pretzel flavor, and other aspects as well. So that can be kind of neat to see that. And finally, in the most interesting story of the week, maybe, Florida woman thinks she saw a baby dinosaur run through her backyard. And there is videotaped footage of a bizarre creature that does look like a tiny T-Rex or a tiny raptor or something like that running through her backyard at night. It's a black and white, sort of like a, doorbell cam sort of footage, but it actually is pretty telling that something like that could very well be happening. So that's it. I'm so annoyed that this only turned out to be about 19 minutes long, and if I could have just gone 19 more minutes, I would have still had one episode, but it was not. The connectivity issue was not going away. So I think I'm done now. As I said, no Oscar prediction party tonight. I will give you my Oscar record next week. I won't lie. I don't care. I'm not going to say, yeah, I went 23-0 or 24-0. No, I'm probably going to go like 7-17 or 7-16, however many there is. I'm probably not going to do very well. That's why I'm not doing this show. And plus, I haven't really done my research on it because just a lot of stuff going on this weekend that it just sort of came out at me. So Oscar winners. I'm already putting my notes together for episode 400. So there we go. That is it for today. Hopefully my show next week will not be 2 shows due to connectivity issues. And hey, also, you know what? This is the last episode of Dylan Knows in April. because episode 400 will either be May 1st or May 2nd, which is next weekend. So believe it or not, May is coming up this weekend. Weather-wise in Baltimore, we're supposed to get into the 80s in the middle of the week. So we're going to get a little bit of a summer feel coming up. And it's what could have been, May is usually the beginning of the summer movie season. And there's still some movies that are popping in there, but there's still lots of movies being back-ended into the summer. So we'll follow through with that. Sometime I need to do a summer movie picture video as well, so we'll see about if I get into that as well. So thank you. Watch the Oscars tonight, 8 o'clock if you want to. To be honest, I probably won't, but who knows. But I will make my picks, and then I will get the list, and I'll check and see how I do, or I'll watch a little bit of it. I don't know. I'm really not that excited about it. I'm just sort of another week coming, end of April, and entering May as of next week. Episode 400 next week.